So, you're one of the lucky ones who finished their first semester of college. Congratulations, awesome to you. This is exactly what you're going to do differently in your spring semester. And this is going to be broken down into three pretty simple steps, I would say. They're comprehensive. So, by college simple, I basically mean it's going to force you to be an adult and have to use a big brain. But trust, whatever university you're at, whatever stage you're at in your college process, I know you got it unlocked. So, let's get right into it. Number one is most definitely going to be analyzing what worked versus what didn't. This doesn't come down to an exhaustive list, and this can be in multiple different senses, whether it comes to your friendships, your relationships, your work ethic, your mindset, the activities that you really immerse yourself in. A lot can stem into what you think worked about your fall semester versus what did not work. So, for example of some things that maybe worked. Maybe it was the time that you were putting into studying, the time that you set out to study and go over class materials. Maybe it was your networking skills, the way you would talk with professors or potential employers or different heads of different departments around your campus. Maybe it was the way that you made friends, being very open and earnest and determined to meet new people and share things with them and share new experiences. Or maybe it even could have been just the mindset you had around school in general going throughout that fall semester. It could be a very vast amount of things that you found worked. And at the same time, those could be the same things that maybe didn't work for you. Maybe you didn't really like the time that you were putting into studying. Maybe it was too little. Maybe it was way too much. Maybe you didn't necessarily like the way that you went about your networking skills. Maybe not talking to professors, not really going to any career fairs or other events, or looking around for many opportunities within your major on university grounds itself. Because, to be fair, nowadays it's very hard to just kind of worry about only getting the degree and just thinking about the job and all the opportunities and setting your plans after you graduate college. You really got to at least have formulations of these things while you're in an early phase, that being your freshman year. That could also just be, hey, the people you were hanging around, you maybe didn't mess with them all too much. Maybe got you into some dramatic situations. Maybe they got you thinking that you were going to make some poorly aged decisions that were not going to put you in the greatest spot leading up to the rest of your semester. Yeah, I know it was you. And obviously you can span the gamut from a lot of things of what worked and what didn't. But the point of this practice is taking all of these things and understanding that they don't have to be mutually exclusive for the rest of your college career. It does not always have to be a case of the same things that worked will always work and the same things that didn't work will always not work. Sometimes they will be in a transient space where they may swap places for a while. They may stay in the same place, or sometimes you may add new things to one or new things to the other. Sometimes you might have more on one list than you do on the other, and that's perfectly fine, because college, above all else, as much as academia is about trial and error, truly is a case of just doing what you can for the very first time. In this case, give yourself some grace. You are a college freshman. Doing what you're doing for the first time is very much meant to be challenging. And I don't think you would be human if you didn't have some things that worked and some things that didn't. The whole point is just keeping yourself accountable and being willing to itemize all of that and being able to put it to a tangible plan of action. As in, okay, now that I understand what did work, this is what I'm going to do to build upon it, to make sure it stays on the side of what definitely works for me as far as semesters go. And for the things that didn't work, you have to break down the why. How did you end up in those straits to begin with? I'll be honest, one of my things that didn't work, honestly, was my sort of effort around studying. It was my mindset around studying, because for me, I thought, okay, if I get the idea summarized, if I just write down the notes for it and just briefly skim them over, if I create a few practice tests on ChatGPT and just answer them endlessly and maybe cheat a few answers here and there, then I would be set for an exam. That did not work. That brutally did not work. And definitely revamping a lot of those methods and renewing them and discovering truly the way that I learned best and going about studying focused on that philosophy will serve me a lot better. So that's what I will definitely say for anybody trying to really make their spring semester better. You got to look at what worked, you got to look at what didn't, and you really got to learn how to build or expand upon things on either or camp. Step number 2 is going to be pursuing opportunities within whatever field you happen to be in. I touched upon this a little bit when it came to step 1, but this is very much, I'd argue, a crucial thing, regardless of major. Listen, you could be majoring in anything from kinesiology, bio, chem. You maybe are getting your BFA for something like acting, or, maybe you're something unique like interior architecture, or, history, or just anything, any type of field that you happen to find yourself in, that you are specializing in. It is important to find and pursue your opportunities in that field, and especially any opportunities on campus now. Trust me, if one thing from high school carries over to college, it is the fact that placing your roots down as for where you spend your time and what opportunities you are building out for yourself, it's crucial. It's very much crucial. Even more crucial here because, let's be real, in high school, you could join a few solid clubs, you can get up to being in a leadership position for a few of them, and that's what pretty much will get you to college. But college, it's a lot more of a proactive process. More often than not, you are pursuing opportunities either from others or you have to build your opportunities. It is very much a ground up process where you have to say, okay, I want this thing. This is the path that I need to create myself in order to get there. It's not necessarily worrying about the job you're going to get after you get the diploma at the end of your time at university. That isn't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about are things like career fairs or internships or maybe even campus jobs, spaces where it would be crucial for you to be there in your specific major. If it has nothing to do with your major, maybe it can just be a little fun side op thing. But definitely if it has something to do with your major and can get you some ground as far as meeting up with somebody who can get you an internship, meeting up with somebody who would be willing to shadow you, meeting up with somebody who could potentially get you a summer job or even a job during your semesters. All that stuff is crucial. You very much need that. Definitely it's easy for me to say as a biochem major that I see a lot of my own peers do that. A lot of people in bio, a lot of people in chem, they join a lot of clubs relating to nursing, relating to pre-med, relating to a whole bunch of field-specific things, and that's an easy example. But for others, it can be just as crucial. I can't say I have the most experience with it, but for others, it can most definitely be a stepping stone into something greater. Whether you are in interior architecture, whether you are majoring in history, whether you are majoring in African American diaspora studies, maybe even if you're just, doing just your BFA in acting, it is so crucial to push yourself for new opportunities because they can come out of nowhere and you can secure them and you can say, wow, this came out of nowhere for me. I can't believe I did it. But they can also disappear just as fast. That's why you have to act on it. And that's especially the crucial part. Acting on the opportunities that you see within college is so key because they can disappear so fast, believe me. Finally, for this third and final step, which I argue is very much the key thing to pull this all together, embrace what scared you in the beginning. Let me explain. Maybe it was friendship. Maybe it was related to your studies. Maybe it was related to networking. Maybe it was related to any gamut of things you saw. But there was something you were scared of this semester. It's okay to admit. It's okay to admit. You are a brand new college student. You are not supposed to have it all figured out, all right? But if there was something that you were scared of, arguably now in this phase of your life more than any other one, it's important to embrace that. Now, granted, if you were maybe scared of becoming a dead set alcoholic and being, drowned out in frat life and going to endless strings of parties every other day, yeah, that's a fair thing to maybe be scared of, and that maybe wouldn't be the most conducive for your career or your stability or your mental health or much of anything. But if there was truthfully something that you wanted to do but you just didn't, hey, there were a lot of people that I wish I maybe could have just spoken to and been courageous about. Hey, there were a few professors out there that I really wish I would have spoken to and gotten this opportunity that I heard about. Hey, there were really a lot of cool campus events with some people that looked really cool that I really wish I would have just went to, There's something that we were all scared of. And I think embracing that and knowing in your heart and within your mind that something positive will come out of it, even if it's just a learning experience, even if it's not something tangible you can see. Knowing that you did that you embraced something that you were previously afraid of, will do so much for you in the long run of college. I'll be real, for me, one fear that I definitely conquered, that I didn't so much have in high school, but it cropped up here and there, was just talking to new people. Literally just getting out there, embracing company. Even if there were people I didn't end up speaking to every single day, or sometimes there were people I fell out with, I cannot tell you the amount of people that I just decided, hey, I just met them, they seem pretty cool, I'm going to initiate another hangout and just go spend time with them. That, for some people, is a very lofty goal. That, for a lot of people, is very much a scary thing. But for me, I said, hey, if I'm scared of it, probably means that I'm doing something right by conquering my fear of it. And that is how I've met some of my greatest college friends. If you know who you are, you know who you are, and I love you dearly. That is how I've met some of my greatest college friends, just by embracing that fact that I was scared of it. And that, aligned with everything else that I hope I just said, will definitely set you up well for the spring semester. As taking everything that you've learned throughout the 15 weeks that you probably just spent in university, and the 15 weeks that you're about to spend or are spending right now going through your spring semester, are definitely going to serve you well. Because you just have to learn to build your own skills going into this phase of your life. It has to be an analysis of what worked and what didn't, and how to optimize it. It has to be an analysis of door knocking your way into your own opportunities. It has to be an analysis of everything that might have held you back or scared you, and just pursuing it, going after it, conquering it, saying that this will not hold me back from all that I want to achieve. All of that combined is odds are going to already make you a great person. It will make you a much better person just internally. But as a college student, that's what's going to set you above the pack. That's what will open the golden opportunity for you. And when you look back on all that you started with, it'll really make you go, hey, I am grateful that I took it as a learning experience. Because it's like our brave god Sonic the Hedgehog said, you gotta live and learn. So that is about everything I can tell you guys here. And if you're watching this, I love you.